Wondering why I'm purple? Well, I just got out of seeing the new hit movie from the world of John Wick, Ballerina. And this is perhaps the most purplish movie I've ever seen in my life, and well, it appears it's taken a bit of a toll on me. But guys, the more important thing is Ballerina. Is it a good movie? That's what we're here for today. And you know what? It's super simple plot, so I'm going to be spoiling a little bit here, not a whole bunch. The film starts off with a young Eve and her mysterious father living on this sort of remote island just by themselves, when the even more mysterious cultists sort of just appear out of the ocean. They start taking down the dad. We get introduced to our main villain. Their main goal is to kill the dad and steal Eve, the daughter, away to bring to their cult. However, unfortunately, they do succeed in one of their goals, killing the father, therefore kicking off the whole story. It's a big revenge plot. Eve goes through the Roma to get some training in to take revenge on the people who killed her father. You know, one thing that's kind of funny, I'm just kind of like looking at the IMDb here. Isn't this so odd? So the original title, as I presumed, was indeed Ballerina, just simply Ballerina. However, I don't know if it was they didn't think that they would sell enough tickets, but now the official title, not subtitle, but the official title is From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. Like, hot damn. I really hope that this movie does well, because you know what? This is a very good time. Okay, so essentially the entire movie is just this guideline, this entire path of her finding out where these cultists are and killing them. And the thing is with this movie is that not a lot happens in between, you know? So like when I say that I'm spoiling a little bit, but not a lot, that's kind of what I'm saying, because like there's not much to spoil. I mean, she kills the bad guy. I mean, you see on the poster, John Wick's here, and you know, you see in the trailer that she goes through the training through the Roma. So what is there really to spoil? One big thing I found so insulting is, so there's this one part in the movie where she goes after who she believes to be one of the cult members, happens to be Norman Reedus. She goes to this hotel and finds him there with his daughter. And I did like this part because it's like, oh, it's this parallel between, you know, her father protecting her, and she was going to kill Norman Reedus, but he sees that he has a daughter. It's a little on the nose, you know, it's a little like, okay, yeah, no, I get it. Like, they do the typical thing where the little girl looks up at the father and is like, are we going to die? It's like, okay, all right. No, I get it. But I would say that that's most of the movie. In fact, that leads into my biggest negative, where there's not a lot of talking, which I know that sounds really weird. Homie wants some talking in his John Wick. What the hell is he talking about? Look, hear me out. I love the actors in this film. Keanu Reeves, Norman Reedus, even Ana de Armas, who I believe she was in Knives Out, did great job there. They barely talk in this film. I mean, the script had to have been like 30 pages. There's a little bit of talking in the beginning, but when it comes to like the action sequences, there's just not much at all, which obviously like that's fine, but here's the perfect example. So we cut to about 2 years after her training. She's just gotten done with a brutal mission. She's walking down, and there's actually this super cool shot where she's driving away, camera's panning up, and then all of a sudden this car just rams into her and just starts shooting her like crazy, shooting the car. And the car's going and going and going. She pops out of the car, they're tussling, and she just murders the guy, just snaps him, and then that's it, he's dead. And then she sees that he has this symbol on his hand. It's like a little, I think they said it's a cancer symbol. And it represents this cult, but we don't find that out until later on. Now, the issue that I have here is that she looks at the thing on his arm and she goes, okay, this is connected to my father's death. So I'm going to take this to the leader of the Roma, and I'm going to ask them about it. And it's like a quick little 2-minute dialogue. But there are so many moments here where she'll be fighting someone where you're thinking like, oh, this person's got the answers, but she doesn't talk to him. She kind of just, it's just quick action, kill him, move on. It's the classic, you know, shoot him, ask questions later, except she just kind of never asks the questions. Another perfect example, I guess this is probably the only big spoiler. One of the chicks that's like constantly running after her, trying to kill her. There's this really funny moment where so much of the plot just doesn't make sense. So basically this girl stops Eve, she knocks her out cold, and she calls the boss and she's like, hey, there's someone who was after Norman Reedus. I don't know what's up with her. And the boss is like, all right, where is she? And she's like, oh, I left her with the security guards. What? Like, I get why, for movie's sake, why you can't just bring her with you to like the final location. But that just seems like such a weird thing. Like, yeah, I found the terrorist that probably wants to kill you. Oh yeah, what'd you do with her? I don't know. Knocked her out, put her on the corner. I'm not worried about it. Why would I be worried about that, you know? Like, it's very silly. And then we have this moment later on where we find out that woman is Eve's sister. And we get this big reveal that the father used to be a part of the cult, and the father takes Eve and runs away. And he didn't take the other daughter because she took her first life, and it was too late for her. And then I'm sitting there and I'm like, yo, okay. And then she dies. And then she dies immediately. Literally, like, it feels so weird saying this. Give me more exposition. Like, I love the story throughout all of John Wick. I love all of it. It's so fun. I love and I understand how it's more of an underlying story. The story isn't the focus in John Wick, but when you present something that interesting to me, where it's like, oh crap, what was the father doing? You know, how did the father get out of this situation? None of that is explained. It's just, oh, by the way, I'm your sister. The house blows up because the boss is like, kill them both. And then she dies, and obviously the main character doesn't. And that's it. That's all you ever get from her. Not to mention the sister. Maybe it's for the best, because the sister, I don't know her actress's name, but she is a terrible actress. Like, literally the part where she's like, I'm your sister, she is looking at her, she's like, father only took you and he left me behind. I'm like, you know what, maybe it's good we killed her off. That's fine, actually. You know what, not a complaint anymore. And I know we're still going with the negatives, but another thing that just kind of irritates me just a little, this one's more of a nitpick, is that so much of it is just so incredibly predictable. I don't think there's a single moment where I was surprised. Like, there's this one moment where the big boss of the cult calls the big boss of the Ruscaroma, and he's like, listen, if you don't call Eve off, we're going to war, baby. So then Ruscaroma calls John Wick. Very cool moment. We get a cool fight between them. But the whole time it's like, you know, she's not going to kill him. He's not going to kill her. And it ends with, you know, you guessed it. It's just sort of okay, I'll let you do your thing. You know, because this whole thing of, he's like, stand down, just walk away from killing this whole village of cultists. It's like, I don't know. Like, why are we spending time on this thing that so obviously isn't going to end that way? Next up, the entire point of the film. The name of the film, what is it? Ballerina. Guys, the action in this movie is incredible. It is some of the most fun I think they've ever had with action. There are so many just fun moments where there's just this crazy chick and they take turns slamming glass plates on each other's backs. It's really funny. There's other moments where she, you know, pops off a grenade, sticks a dude behind a door. You see him blow up. There's blood dripping everywhere. There's another moment where a guy's got a flamethrower and she's got a water hose, and they're going at each other. It is so incredibly fun, but I have to dock a point for it. because the whole point of the film and the whole point of the beginning of the film is we set her up to be this, you know, she's obsessed with ballerinas. She's got this this toy, the wind-up toy, where it starts playing, you know, it's this ballerina twirling around. There's a part in her training where she's doing, like, you know, the ballerina twirls and all that. And she never really uses it. I mean, her fighting skills are impressive. There's like 1 or 2 times where it's like, yeah, I guess I could see a little bit of that. And I'm not saying she's got to like dance around, you know, dance and buy bullets and stuff, but it's like, at least put in a little bit more. Like there are parts in certain fight scenes where she just kind of finds a hammer or a sickle and it's just like, okay, just whack, 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 whack. And like, that's fine, perfectly fine. But I need a little bit more of the entire point of this, because they make it a very big point that, yeah, she's weaker, you know, like, oh, she's just a girl. You know, what do you got? You're just a girl. But instead of using stuff like the ballerina dancing to really enhance her fighting in this movie, they kind of just stick to, okay, well, we'll give her grenades, you know, because you don't got to be muscle bound to use a grenade. You know, it's just sort of a cheap way out, which, you know, sometimes it works, and again, it's cool, but just looking back, it's like, when she's going up against John Wick, because she does for a little bit, it's just not very believable, I guess, because throughout the entire film, we've seen that she struggles with most of the fights unless she has like heavy firepower, because she's good with guns and grenades and all that stuff. But other than that, it sort of takes you out of it a little bit. The ballerina theme just isn't there. And this isn't really a negative. This is just sort of like a fun point. I noticed this film is very similar to Black Widow, like very similar. The whole, you know, little girl taken from her family, grows up in this secret organization, grows up to take down the head honcho. It's very similar. Not a bad thing. I mean, hey, I'm down for whatever action film. I just thought that was kind of funny. But, you know, it's not all negative. Like I said, this is such an enjoyable film. The visuals are amazing. That's why I'm using the very purple hue right now. The actors, I mean, all the acting, aside from the sister, is really good, is incredible. That's why it sucks that there's just not enough story. There's not enough juice to keep me going, you know? But the best part of this film is easily the finale. She basically is up against an entire town of cultists. So everyone, like the whole town, so like dads and moms are coming out of the woodwork just hunting her down. And at least it's such fun fights. Again, with the grenades, I'm complaining about the grenades, but it's so fun. Because we have all these different moments where, you know, they're cultists. You don't feel bad for them. So she's just like mowing them down. But yeah, from the story of John Wick, Ballerina is a great movie with a forgettable plot, but unforgettable action. This one's a really tough one for me. I really want to give it a 7, but the thing is, I think I'm being too generous. I can't get behind how we missed out on so much story. I'm honestly just not going to remember it in however long. This is something that I get in like a box set collection, but this isn't something that I go out and buy day one. I do think it's worth a watch, absolutely. So I'm going to give it a super, incredibly solid, close to a 7, a 6 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch more reviews coming every single week. Live streams also every week. So see you then. Bye-bye.